Ms. Katz, thank you for being there and supporting us students when we are in need of it. I look up to you as a person and a counselor, and I love you and your positive energy.
Andrea Wenger. It has been a blessing to get to know you this year. Throughout this semester, you've given me an outlet for my ideas and an opportunity to turn them into real projects. I've also gotten to see some of the behind the work scenes that you do for our school, and it is amazing. You keep our social media and outreach to the community new and creative, all with a humble attitude and gratefulness. I hope that more students will get to see how much work you do for us. You are truly a gift to EMS and our community.
Kurt Stutzman, thank you for your many insights on the Bible and giving me a different perspective on what the world is today. I will miss your many snarky comments in the halls, and also you just being the old grumpy grandpa that we all love. Thank you for getting me to where I am today with my faith. I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you.
Mr. Blosser, for years I had never been very good at math, and thus convinced myself I couldn't do it. Your encouragement and patience helped me find confidence in my mathematical capabilities. Thank you so much for your support and for the passion that you share with your students. I'm also grateful for the opportunity to practice leadership through SCO and value the lessons you taught me on being a servant leader to my peers. I know that both my gained confidence in mathematics and the leadership experience made possible because of your willingness to share your passion and guidance will be important tools I will use in the next phase of my education. Thank you so much, and I know your passion will continue to bless EMHS.
Mr. Carini, your enthusiasm and passion for the subjects that you teach never fail to make your classes interesting and engaging, even if you have a little too much enthusiasm for organic chemistry kits. Thank you for always being willing to answer your students' questions even when you are in the middle of teaching a different class, and for helping me discover my own love for science.
I really thank you for motivating me to graduate early and proving everybody wrong that I'm not as dumb as they think I am. Thank you for just being there for me when I need someone to talk to. Thank you for keeping me out of trouble, which I need that a lot, and I'm definitely going to miss that next year. Just thank you for everything that you've done for me in these past couple years of high school. I miss you and I love you so much.
Mr. Good, you're the only teacher that will stop in the hallway to talk to me about hunting, and I really appreciate that. I like how all your lessons were about the outdoors because I could actually understand what you were teaching, unlike some of the other science classes that I took throughout my time at EMHS. And I really appreciate all of our breakfasts at L&S Diner. I also remember the time the whole class took a quiz and I had to come back and take it after school because we were talking about hunting the whole class period. So thank you.
Mrs. Blosser, thank you for being a really nice and easy person to talk to. With your enthusiasm and support, we made our Christmas fund drive goal this year, and I actually participated more than I thought I would because of your encouragement. You are a really good motivator, and I appreciate that.
Mrs. Cranston, I admire your virtue and curiosity. The end of AP Lit is a bell of sorrow, and I think about that class all the time. Your cozy room put me in a dilemma every time I walked out of the door. AP Lit is the most valuable class I've ever taken, without a doubt. If you have trouble recruiting the juniors, I'd suggest putting a draft in place. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for all you've taught us.
Mrs. Young, I will always remember those PE days where I just barely got enough steps, and I would always yell and I would be like, Mrs. Young, I got the steps. And then you'd give me a big high five with the biggest grin on your face because you were proud of me for doing the bare minimum. You're a constant smile that I can always count on in the hallways, and I love being able to mess around with you whenever. And I'll definitely miss hearing your very loud and outspoken voice anywhere throughout the school.
Ms. Hershey, thank you so much for being a supportive role model and friend. Your positive, lively energy in the classroom fuels me as a student. Thank you so much for pushing me in my faith in New Mexico and being someone I could talk to on senior trip. I'll miss you so much next year.
Miss Trotter, my senior year has been the best that I can ask for, and that's all thanks to you. Last year we had countless meetings about keeping me NCAA eligible while still getting me my early release to do an internship. And this year has just been great, and I appreciate all your effort and learning about the NCAA and all that stuff to help me out. So thank you.
Mrs. Ross, you are the best librarian that anyone could ask for. Your book recommendations are often exactly what I'm looking for, and I can go to you in the mornings and say, I need books, and you have a whole stack of them ready for me when I come back. It's such a joy for me to walk into the library and see your smiling face. Thank you for caring for each person you interact with and for making the library a wonderful place to read and be.
Mrs. Souter, thank you for your dry wit, for recommending good fantasy books, and for being the faculty sponsor of the best club in the school, the Poetry Club. Good luck in Philadelphia, and I hope you become an Eagles fan.
Mr. Martin, thank you for having the strength to deal with our class when we were rambunctious 6th graders. You have a knack for telling funny jokes, and I appreciate that you greet me in the hallways and always have a welcoming smile on your face.
Miss Robles, I never knew the school needed a teacher like you until you came along. Thank you for all of your fun activities. I'm really going to miss us talking about Hispanic gangs, listening to numerous Hispanic songs, and you making us dance in class. You really pushed me to speak Spanish out of my comfort zone, and you show so much care for all of your students. You are an amazing teacher and person, and I'm going to miss you.
Miss Miller, thank you for all the work you've put into our AP Stats class this year. While stats may not be my favorite subject, you have the ability to create an atmosphere that I'm excited to be a part of each day. Thank you for being the most open person I've ever met. I truly miss your class, your type B personality, and your saga of baby drama. Thanks again.
Gasho, you are an example of a committed father, coach, mentor, husband, and Christian. Your willingness to talk to me brightened up my day, and your snacks helped me persevere towards lunch. I aspire to have your preparedness and organization, which I've seen many times. I thank you for listening to me as I discerned whether or not to play soccer this year, and for your encouragement no matter what I decided. In this time where things are different, I hope that you can find things that energize you. You give so much, and I want you to be re-energized. Thank you.
Dear Ms. Hartzler, thank you for being such an amazing and supportive college counselor. I don't think we could ask for a better one. We're all so lucky to have someone like you who is so involved and so helpful. You take the time to personally find students and catch up with them, and that was always just really nice. Thank you for celebrating with us our acceptances and being there when some things didn't work out. Thank you for being supportive of those who decide college isn't right for them. And also thank you for teaching most of us 8th grade English. It's like one of the only classes I remember from 8th grade.
I appreciate all the work that you have done for the school. I feel like everyone sees what you do, but no one ever recognizes you for all the hard work you put in and day out. Cleaning up after dirty teens is not an easy task. I commend you all for it. It's been an honor to have small chats with all of you in the hallways. I'm going to miss that when I'm gone. Thank you.
Chafin Vrolik, thank you for not beating me up for criticizing your track team, and as well for letting me into the track room even though I'm the only baseball player. I'm thankful for the wonderful conversations that we've had, and I hope to have a few more along the way. Much love.
Miss Melendez, even though I wasn't in your classroom for 6th grade, I have loved getting to know you over the last 2 years. Thank you for being an amazing neighbor group leader. Your joy for life is contagious, and I love getting to see you in the hallways and getting your hugs. Thank you for being an excellent role model for me and for all those that go through your classroom.
Thank you, Mr. Buchanan, for being a great teacher. Woodworking was one of my favorite classes because of how much I learned. In the beginning, I struggled to cut wood with the saws and with sanding, but in the end, I ended up with a beautiful piece. So I wanted to thank you for all your help and understanding throughout the years. Thank you.
Miss Thomas, you're the first person I met from this school. You were helping me with applying for the school, applying for my visa, and you were always patient with my questions and my poor English. I wouldn't have made it here without your help. Thank you for everything you've done for me, for this school, and all the international students.
Mr. Lehman, there are very few people that I've ever met that speak as calmly and precisely as you do. It doesn't matter if you're speaking in front of a full auditorium, at a concert, or just to a student in the hallway. You always have a genuinely kind and soft way of speaking that makes people feel comfortable and welcome. I'm very grateful for all your commitment to this school and to our community, and we've really been given a gift to have you as our head of school.
To Mr. Bauman, thank you for teaching me that patience is a virtue, especially when being your elementary school TA. Thank you for the laughter that we've had for the past few years and the few conversations that we've had. And I thank you for all your work on the sports fields. Much love.
Ms. Gasho, thank you for all the energy that you bring to your work. You really have been an inspiring mentor and a good friend, as well as a teacher. I love seeing all your creativity, and you're so encouraging to your students. Thanks for everything you do.
I'd like to thank Dexter Beyer and Tyler Kaufman. Dex, you're the one who drives us around, you're operating the buses, you're making sure we always get places safely. And Tyler, you're the one making sure everything else runs as smoothly as possible. Fixing things when we break them. It's always a pleasure to see you up on a ladder, just making something work. I'm really not sure what our school would do without either of you. Thank you both.
Thank you, Mr. Sauter, for being the best assistant coach ever in the soccer season this year, and for being there through the roller coaster of a season that it was, the ups and downs and all the crazy bus rides, for not getting mad at us for being too loud. I'd also like to thank you for all that you've done for the history department at our school, and I would like to say that I could definitely beat you in a race.
Miss Roth, you were the first teacher I ever had at EMS, and you welcomed me immediately. Your kindness, love, and respect for all your students was something I had never had in a teacher, especially not in a public school, so thank you for that. Thank you for pushing me to be a better friend, student, and U.S. citizen, and I'll never forget all the laughs and fun times we've shared.
When we first were approached with the idea of doing faculty affirmations, there was one person in my mind, and I knew for a fact that I was going to do my affirmation for them. Trevor Oyer, or as I affectionately call him, Troyer, has made a significant impact on my life and my time at EMHS, especially this senior year. Getting to know him before he was a student teacher for Miss Roth and getting to be in his presence after, it's very easy to see that he has an innate ability to connect with students and to engage them in their classwork. And that is a gift that should be cherished and used for the rest of his life. Thank you, Troyer.
I'm going to take this opportunity to show appreciation towards Mrs. Seitz, who serves as the Director of Academics at EMHS. She did a fantastic job helping me with my scheduling for my senior year, and I really appreciated that. She provided much needed guidance. And I also want to thank her for creating Joe Seitz, because he's a blessing in disguise, much like her.
Miss Lorcas, not only are you the mother to my best friend, but you're an amazing violinist and teacher. Thank you for always reaching out and seeing how my week's going when we pass each other in the hallways. You bring so much energy and talent to our community, and we're so thankful for you.
I wanted to thank the EMHS lunch staff for making great meals for all of the students every single day, and not only putting so much time and effort into our meals, but cleaning up after us in the cafeteria as well. It truly means a lot, and your work does not go unappreciated. Thanks.
It's been a pleasure these past few years having you as both a coach and a mentor. Because of you, I was able to accomplish goals I never thought I would reach. Thank you for being a role model and a positive influence for not only your players, but all the students at EMHS.
Mrs. Archer, when I think of you, the first thing that comes to mind is how welcoming you are to everyone, and how every time I would see you in the hallway, you would always say hi. As a middle school and elementary school teacher, I admire how involved you are with everyone, including the high school. And I think that I can speak for everyone when I say how grateful we are and how much we appreciate all the work and time that you put into making the new elementary school what it is, despite all the challenges that it brought.
Mr. King, since the day you came to EMS, your proactivity and desire to make EMS a better school has brought so much positivity, new ideas, and passion for community building activities. I've only seen a small fraction of the work you do, but I will be forever impressed with 1, the amount of work you do every single day, 2, the calm and collected way that you handle the work, and 3, your effort to create positive relationships with every student, even when there are 100 different tasks to complete. Our school community and SCO is so blessed to have you as our principal, and I wish you the best in the years to come.
Mr. Yoder, I want to thank you for always making me feel welcome at this school and for always making me feel like I could come and talk to you if I needed to. I'm very grateful that I got to participate on History Day committee with you because that was always so fun. I'm very grateful for all the many jokes we shared, and I still remember all of them. #RowTheFro. And I'm going to miss you so much next year, and I don't know what I'm going to do without you. And I'm going to come back and visit you because you can't get rid of me that easily. But I'm going to miss you, Mr. Yoder, and I'm sorry I didn't get to see you these last few weeks. Thank you for everything you've done for me. And yeah.
Miss Hardy, I remember always having questions about transferring money from China to here to pay for school, and you were always there to help me. Thank you for always being patient and helpful when I come to you with questions. Things would have been a lot harder and frustrating without you. Thank you.
Hi, Miss Lux. Thank you so much this year, and with your help, my English was improved a lot this year, and you are the best teacher ever. You are kind and patient, so I hope you have a wonderful time next year, and I will still be very grateful for your help after my graduation. Thank you so much. Love you.
I want to take the time to show appreciation towards Mr. Jared Eugene Stutzman. I have admired the hard work that I've seen him put into the choir program at EMHS, as well as the passion and care that he puts into each and every one of his students every single day. He's an excellent teacher and an excellent role model. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Verink, for processing all of our senior transcript request applications, and also for bandaging up my hand and coming to the ER with me and sitting there while I waited to get seen by the ER doctor. Thank you very much.
To Mr. Stoltzfus, thank you for your hard work and your dedication to the school, especially with elementary school. Thanks for helping me out with all my tech problems, and as well as talking about the love of baseball with you. Much love, Mr. Stoltzfus.
Ms. Har, although you've been a teacher at EMHS for a while now, we didn't really have a connection until last year when I took your FSN class. Looking back at it, if you knew then how much I would annoy and harass you from that moment until this one, you probably would have never let me step foot in your classroom. I consider you to be one of my teacher besties, because I've never had a teacher walk up to me in the hallway and ask me if the hair looked okay and if the shirt matched their shoes. You have an amazing outlook on the world. You're kind, loving, and sharing. You're one of the best teachers out there, and I'm going to miss you so much next year, but I'll think about you every time I'm cooking ramen in my dorm room. Thank you for not being only a teacher, but for being a friend too.
Ms. Midge, thank you for being the international student sponsor. You always remember our birthdays and special holidays from our country. And you always surprises me with how much you know and you care about our culture. We are lucky to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Hess and Mrs. Fairfield, for all the work you do in the office. Your cheerful smiles whenever I walk in always makes getting a late note feel a little bit better.
Thank you, Miss Moyer-Diener, for assisting with people who aren't feeling well. Thank you for being a great part of this community and of our school. And I want to thank you very much for all the help that you've given me and to others. Thank you.
Hi, Miss Spencer. I just want to thank you for always being so kind. Every time I would see you, you'd have a smile on your face. I really enjoyed taking anatomy and physiology this year. I really liked the exam, which may sound weird, but I also loved the cocoa party that we had for our skeleton. I was always excited when I smelled formaldehyde in the classroom because I knew I was about to have a new experience and I was going to learn something new. And I just wanted to thank you for all that, and I hope that your students in the coming years feel the same way about the class and you. Thanks.
Thank you, Miss Yitzi, for always keeping me on track and being there when I needed advice or just someone to talk to. And also, thank you for helping me get through my lowest point this year when I tore my ACL. For all that, I will always be grateful. Thank you.
Miss Katz.
Mrs. Cranston.
Mr. Blosser.
Mr. Good.
Kurt Stutzman.
Mr. Carini.
Just a really
Mrs. Blosser,
Junior Sartzer,
Mrs. Young,
Miss Hershey,
Miss Trotter,
Mrs. Ross,
Andrea Wenger,
Mrs. Souter,
Mr. Martin,
Miss Robles,
Miss Miller,
Gasho,
Chafin Vrolik,
Miss Melendez,
Mr. Buchanan,
Miss Thomas,
Mr. Lehman,
to Mr. Bauman,
Miss Gasho,
Dexter Byer and Tyler Kaufman,
Mr. Souter,
Miss Ross,
Trevor Oyer,
Mrs. Seitz,
Miss Lorcas,
lunch staff,
Mrs. Archer,
Mr. King,
Mr. Yoder,
Miss Hardy,
Miss Logs,
Mr. Jared Eugene Stutzman,
Mrs. Verink,
Mr. Stoltzfus,
Miss Spencer,
Miss Midge,
Mrs. Hess and Mrs. Fairfield,
Miss Moyer, Dean of
Thank you, Miss Yitzi.
Miss Har.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you for everything that you've done.
thank you.
Thank you for all you've taught us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your help and understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.